let's get back to the fight. So Yoel misses weight, loses 30% of his purse, but the fight goes ahead. Apparently, there was some talk there for a while that the fight wasn't going to go ahead, but as we all know and saw, the fight did go ahead, and it was an amazing fight. You know, Yoel said that he learned from that loss to Whittaker, and he changed his style somewhat. And we did see that in the Luke Rockhold fight. In the Luke Rockhold fight, he was much more, not tentative, but the output was a lot less, and he wasn't necessarily looking for takedowns. In that first fight against Robert Whittaker, he went for 18 takedowns, and he was only successful in 4 of them. Now, in MMA, the wrestling aspect is the most exhausting part of MMA by far. By far. Jiu-jitsu's taxing. Throwing punches, kickboxing, yeah, of course, you're going to be in good shape. But the wrestling is 100% physical effort. Everything you've got throughout those exchanges. So it really does tire you out. So we saw less takedown attempts. In fact, almost no takedown attempts. And in that first round, Yoel went out there and he was happy to almost just stand there. And it's like he was trying to, I don't know, lull Robert Whittaker into a false sense of security or something. He just stood there. He didn't do anything. You know, and he was conserving his energy. But when the time came, he did explode, and man, he exploded well. Almost finished Robert on a couple of occasions. Yeah. I mean, Robert Whittaker is just tough as hell, man. Tough as hell. He took those shots. A couple of times I thought, it's done. It's over. My God, Yoel's done it. But then all of a sudden you see Whittaker, he grabs his leg, and he starts working up to a single leg, and then he's back on his feet. Yeah, Whittaker shot a lot of heart, man. Incredible.
Yeah, I think overall the MMA gods, you know, gave that fight to Whittaker because it was super close. Okay, really close. A lot of people think Yoel won the fight. I
really?
Guess, yeah, a lot of people online are saying that.
How do you feel?
Dude, I gotta be honest. Can I be honest with you? I watched the fights.
Well, no. I want you to be fucking honest. That's why I'm asking, how do you feel? Because I want to know how you feel. I don't want you to lie to me.
Okay, fine. I will be 100% honest this time. This is the only time. No. I'm not a very honest person. You know that. No, I was watching the fights, but I fucked up, okay? I really fucked up. And I ended up buying an Xbox, and I started playing this game called Fortnite, and it really was taking up I mean, I'm watching the fights in my peripheral, but I'm trying to murder teenagers online, and like you gotta
So you have no idea.
Doug, when a fight's that close and I'm watching it, I can't really tell you who won. I'm not a fucking fight expert, but when I'm playing Fortnite and I'm literally in an earpiece, like talking to a 13-year-old child being like, listen, they're in the bushes. So
hold on. We have the best fight card of the year happening. Right, one of the best fights we'll see. Robert Whittaker and Yoel Romero, the 2 best middleweights on the planet, going at it. Epic fight, back and forth, big moments for both. And you're telling me, whilst that was on in the corner of the room, your attention was with the teenagers playing Fortnite in the other corner.
Dougie, I had it on my laptop. I ordered it from YouTube. Had it on my laptop, barely paying attention. And I'm fucking, even like the CM Punk fight, I missed almost every bit of it. First of all, it sucked, and a lot of people talk about that too. But I was so enthralled with this game, and I just bought this system. I was playing on my girlfriend's system for like a week, and I was like, this is insane. I don't play video games at all. I went out and I purchased a fucking $500 Xbox, excuse me, just so I could play this game. Does your son play Fortnite? Tell me his gamer tag.
Yes, my son does play Fortnite, and my 8-year-old plays Fortnite, and my 17-year-old plays Fortnite.
What are their gamer tags? I'll play with them right now.
The 39-year-old father of 3 that I am does not play Fortnite. It's certainly when one of the best fights you're ever going to see is happening live in front of me.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, if you would give it a try, there's a good chance you would.
I'm sure it's great. But you know what I would do?
What?
I'd turn it off, watch the fights, and then go and play your douchey little video game.
Yeah. Well, I wanted to. I just got caught up, and I got to apologize to the fans. It was just so fucking good. I guess the what was in contention was the 5th round. A lot of people are having question. How did you score the 5th?
Well, I had it 3 rounds to 2. So I think Whittaker won 1, 2. Was it 4 and 5? I'm not sure. Anyway, it was 3 to 2. I forget which ones it were.
Harrington wants to chime in. What do you want to say, buddy?
So
yeah, please.
The first 2 rounds, Whittaker clearly won. The 3rd round, Romero scored the knockdown. In the 4th round, Romero had him on Queer Street towards the end of the round.
Whoa. Time the fuck out, Mike Harrington.
It's a legit boxing term. Continue. I'll give you a pass, Harrington.
Remember, that's the first time I ever made Michael Bisping laugh. It was on the radio show. He was talking about how he got in trouble on Fox for saying Queer Street. I was like, you didn't call it faggot.
It wasn't on Fox. I didn't say it on Fox. I said Queer Street. And they said, you can't say that on Fox. And what did you say?
I said, well, you didn't call it Faggot Boulevard.
Lewis.
What?
This,
that was
I
old
am
me.
the namesake of this podcast. This reflects on me.
No, that was old me. That new me wouldn't say that. I'm repeating what old me said.
Retrospective, Lewis. Okay, anyway, Harrington, go ahead.
So he had him on roller skates towards the end of the fourth round. So Sal D'Amato gave it to... Sal D'Amato scored that round for Romero. A lot of people were saying that given the takedowns and the damage Romero did in the fifth round, he should have gotten a 10-8. I personally scored it a 10-8 in the fifth, and I had it as a draw. So I just wanted to get your take on that fifth round.
I hate how fucking professional. Look, Bisping's not paying attention. He's texting.
No, I am paying attention. My phone just flashed up. Listen, I could do multiple things at once. Harrington, you know what? To be honest, I think, you know what? I love Robert Whittaker, and I think he won the fight. I think it was the right decision. But I do also think that fifth round was probably a 10-8 under the new scoring criteria, which is in place now. 10-8s are a lot more prevalent.
And I agree with it, by the way. I agree with them giving out 10-8s more often, 10-7s more often. It almost always plays into don't leave it into the hands of the judges, where it's like, dude, now it can get a little bit crazy. Now this, who said this? Actually, this was an interesting thing. Maybe... Was it Rogan's idea for like having like 10 judges? Was he That's such a cool idea, dude. Having 10 judges and they're like in silent booths, separately all watching from different angles, and they judge it just on that. So it's like literally no outside interference, nothing from the other judges, nothing from the audience, nothing from fucking...
That's great. That thanks for chiming in with what Joe Rogan said. Can I say my opinion now? I appreciate that, though. The old... input from Joe Rogan, awesome. If you want to hear that, by the way, you can listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, but no, we'll listen to the Michael Bisping and Luis J. Gomez fucking podcast. I'll give my opinion. Is that okay?
I like it. Go.
I thought the fifth round was a 10-8. Certainly, under the new criteria, as I said, so that does complicate it somewhat. I think when you look at the story, Robert Whittaker won the fight, but geez, Yoel had his moments. Both guys, listen, it is what it is. We can sit here and we can go back and forth all day. Whittaker won the fight. That's the facts. It was a close fight. Whenever there's a close fight, you can make arguments either way. The facts of the matter is Robert Whittaker won the fight. Congratulations to him. Job well done. Epic fight. Well done, Yoel Romero, as well. That was a great performance by both guys. It really was. I mean, Yoel showed why he's such a force in MMA and why he's still, he'll be ranked number one. Whittaker will be the champion. I think Weidman's going to get a title shot against Whittaker towards the end of the year. So that'll be an interesting one. But, amazing fight. Amazing fight. It really was.
Yeah, it was a really fun, exciting fight. Not as fun and exciting as a game of Fortnite, but to be honest with you, I'm sure those of you who really keyed into it had a great time. So that's it, though. But look, the UFC's got to be happy, though, because if Romero had won, what do you do? What happens? I mean, Whittaker's still the champ, right?
Yeah, Whittaker's the champ, and it would have been, been a bit of a tricky situation. Had Yoel won, Whittaker would still be the champion, but in everyone's mind, Yoel would be the people's champion, which, by the way, he's claiming to be the people's champion now. Did you see that video he did?
I did.
At the hospital, where he's calling himself the people's champ. He would have for sure been the people's champ, but he didn't win. He had a great fight. He had a great performance. It was a close fight. Anytime it's a close fight, you can't bitch about it. You got to take it like a man. I've lost close fights, and tons of people have lost close fights over the years. More people will lose close fights. I mean, they say it always sucks when people say, don't let it go to the judges. Unfortunately, when you're fighting the best people in the world, sometimes it goes to the fucking judges. That's why the judges are there. The judges are paid to give an opinion, to score the rounds. And Whittaker got it. I feel like he deserved it anyway.
Here's the deal. BetDSI is an amazing website. They make it easy to go and bet on fights, other sporting events, football, basketball, soccer or football, English football as they call it, horse racing, television shows. They have prop bets, specialty bets every single week. I'm sure you can bet on Fortnite if you really look into it. I guarantee there's something out there. So the best part of all of it, it's a super easy to use website, Michael Bisping, because the one thing you told me when we started talking about doing a gambling sponsor on the show, you said, dude, I've been to gambling sites. They're so difficult to navigate. I can't find myself around. I throw my arms up in the air in disgust. I get flustered, and then I don't even want to do it. But BetDSI, specifically, you love it. Why?
Well, because it has an easy-to-use and fast-playing interface. That's why, Lewis, you can bet games as they go, get live in-game wagering options throughout the tournament, make plays throughout the entire games and events. Not to mention the customer service, which is very, very good, and it's available 24/7, 365. BetDSI has built a reputation on fast payment of winnings. And as you know, if you register with the code ME25, you get $25 and a 200% bonus match on your money. So realistically, if you're going to, we didn't even talk about the World Cup today, Lewis. It starts this week. But if you want to bet on the World Cup, make a bet right now. Use promo code ME25. I guarantee to pick who's going to win the World Cup right now. If you pick the winner, there's going to be big odds on that. You could register ME25, pick England to win. The odds will be astronomical because we're probably not going to win, but it won't cost you anything and you might win. So, I like it. Promo code ME25, 200% bonus match on your money. Play sports, watch sports, win some money. There you go.
I'm going to throw some money on Tunisia. I didn't even know that was a country. I didn't even know that.
Tunisia?
Sounds delicious. I thought that was a food.
You're going to lose your money, Lewis.
Well, it's free $25. Who gives a shit?
I said Brazil, Germany. Oh, of course, I got to throw England in there. I'll be rooting for England, but we only won it once in 1966. We like to chant 2 world wars and 1 World Cup.
There you go. Not bad.
Yeah.
All right, that's it, guys. Go to betdsi.com one more time. Use the promo code ME25. Get your free wager. Get your 200% bonus if you put some cash down and help yourself out. All right, so look. Well, that's another thing. Why not give the judge or the scoring in between the rounds? Why not let the fighters know what they...
Yep.
And then if you have to push it, if you're down, any other fucking game, the score. In football, the score. It's the last fucking, what is it, a quarter? In football? Yeah,
it's a quarter. Yeah, it's a quarter. I like that. I actually would be a big fan of seeing that in between rounds. It put up, the jumbotrons, whatever you call them, the big screens, and the crowd knows as well. Oh, such and such is up here. Going into the 5th round, he's behind 2 points. He needs a knockout, or he needs to definitely win this round by a 10-8 just to make it a draw. That would actually add an extra bit of drama to the fight. So I'm a fan of that, and I would like to see that.
You're right.
I'd be interested to hear the commission's reason as to why they don't do that. I wonder if it's because for the person that's in front, would they then coast and step off the gas and just avoid the other fighter? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the concept is called open scoring. Thank you, Harrington. By the way, I sound like I'm brilliant. Harrington's just been feeding me that smart shit all day.
Well done, Harrington.
Yeah, but it's called open scoring. I love that. I love that idea. What could possibly be the downside? What is the negative to not letting these guys know? Wouldn't it even make it safer? Wouldn't it even make it like a safer fight? At one point where you're so far down on the judges' scorecards, you go, I truly can't win. I have to go fucking get a knockout right now. Or that's that. I can't knock this guy out, and I'm not going to be able to do it. I almost feel like there's no negative to it. And in fact, I think it would make it more exciting for everybody. Instead of kind of questioning it, there's this weird lull that happens in MMA, especially very close fights, even very exciting fights like Whittaker versus Romero, where you don't know, where it's so close, like me, a fan like me, where I don't know who's winning, and I'm kind of going like, I'm lost. It's so close, but I'm weirdly lost, and I'm not really following who's winning. And when you don't... If you know somebody has to come from behind, you're going to be on the fucking edge of your seat. You're going to be really, really keyed into it, okay?
Well, it's not just MMA. It's boxing. And I think combat sports in general, I can't think of a single combat sport where they have the open scoring in kickboxing, in boxing, or MMA. Unless Harrington can find one right now. If he's looked that up, Harrington, if you can. But I can't think of any. And you're right. I think it would add a bit of drama and people would know where they stand. And I think the fighters would appreciate it as well. Who knows? Maybe that will be another addition that we see down the line.
It's beautiful too, man. It's really like I can't think of a downside to it. I'm getting excited thinking about them changing that rule. Couldn't imagine anything negative. It seems like it's one of these old school traditional type things that they just adopted from boxing and they keep it there. And it's
well in boxing sometimes they have not one of the official judges, but they have like they'll put on the commentators how he scores the rounds and things like that. So you kind of have a guide of how they are. And they used to have something similar in the UFC. Remember Eddie Bravo back in the day?
Mark Lehman as well.
Yeah, Mark Lehman, Eddie Bravo, they used to, chime in and at the end of every round between it, say how they scored the round and who they think is ahead, all the rest of it. Yeah, I'd like to see that added. Anyway, let's move on. Just want to say well done, Robert Whittaker, all his team. Fantastic fight. And well done, Yoel Romero. Both of those guys put on a great fight. That is why we love the UFC. That's why we love mixed martial arts, the drama, great back and forth fight. Both guys showed a lot of skill and tenacity. And yeah, I was a big fan. I loved the fight.
I did
well done, Robert.
I went to Reddit. .com/r/boxing, which by the way, you guys can follow our subreddit, which we love, the guys who put that together, which is r/believe you me. And yeah, we check it from time to time. We will post there. So if you guys fucking love the show, go to the Reddit and post there. But I did check the boxing Reddit, and somebody actually asked the question, why don't they show the judges' scorecards every round? And another person had responded with, open scoring does exist today. This is a few years ago. It fucking sucks. If they do it, I'd like to see it done in a couple of ways. The score must be shown every round, not twice in the fight. Judges have to be better. And replays to judge knockouts, dirty shots, and so on. Okay, whatever. So I guess it does exist.
Can we move on?
All right. I thought it was going to be more interesting.
Carry on.
No, it sucks. You're right.
Judges. No. I'll let you finish your point before we move on. Go ahead.
The Nevada State Athletic Commission says they are worried about the safety of the judges.
From an article in 2013, I'm reading here.
Weird.
On MMA.
Why? What? Because of some kind of repercussions from fighters or fighters' corners? I mean, that doesn't make sense because I'm pretty sure that people's scorecards are made public anyway after the fact. Correct?
What it's saying is, though, in between rounds, if it's a hostile hometown crowd and it's a hometown fighter, they're worried about, people ganging up on the judges.
That's interesting. I can see that in certain scenarios. Yeah, interesting.
Looking at you, Brazil.
Lewis, please. We're not looking at fucking Brazil. All right, what we are looking at is the rest of the card.
Co-main event.